What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of React content. That's right, and you know React content is Doody's least favorite content of the many terrible content Phil produces. But it was a nail biter. It was a nail biter for our boy Phil. He almost did not hit the streak twice. That's right, the Dent streak was almost over. And shout out to Super Dent Ren for coming out twice. Ren and DarksydePimp, that's right. Coming out twice on both streams and saving the streak. That's right. At this point, it just seems like those two regards are the only ones fueling Phil's income. Because it doesn't seem like anyone else wants to tip, support you guys. It's just those two dents. Anyway, let's see what Phil had to say on the Daily Rap.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Monday, the 11th of November, 2024. An intense day, a bittersweet day, but a good day. I'm actually just trying to get my adrenaline down in my body. Like, no lie, my adrenaline was pumped, and I was angry because I was playing BloodBored tonight for the first time in over, like, 5.5 years. So I was trying to get my composure back and get my blood pressure down. Because, man, when you're in the midst of the heated combat, especially a boss fight in BloodBored, it does it to me. That's for sure, okay? So let's talk about today. So first of all, on today's episode of the Level 1 podcast, right before I went live, I realized that last night I was supposed to publish a highlight video from the previous day's stream where I had summarized my thoughts about the PS5 Pro after having used it all day long on Friday. But I forgot to publish it. So I published the video, I ran and got my podcast going, okay? And during the podcast, I talked about many different topics, notably, the biggest one was that it was the end of DSP versus the internet today. Today was actually officially the last show ever in the series. Now moving forward, we're going to try to do some long-form reacting that I'll be working on starting likely in December. And then we talked about the ideas for that. Like, how can the long-form React show work? What about the upcoming Politics show that's debuting Thursday night? How could people who are members on the DSP Reacts channel have input into those shows to make them want to keep their memberships? So, I explained all that in great detail. Although it is a lot of detail, and I think what I'm going to do, rather than try to split a highlight out from the show, I'm going to do a mini video right after this video is done. And that mini video is essentially going to say, hey, if you remain an Ultra member, here's what you get. If you remain a standard, or submissions tier member, here's what you get. And I don't think that everyone's going to keep their memberships, and that's okay. So, I'm going to make a special video just for DSP Reacts right after I finish filming this one, alright? But outside of that, we had some chill interaction, Q&A, and the like, and then we began with my final ever episode of DSP versus the internet.
Alright, so I want to chime in on this. It's very interesting that he wants to convert DSP Reacts into his political channel. That's essentially what he's doing. And give him a little bit of time. He's going to rebrand DSP Reacts. He's going to change it to DSP Politics. He's going to change the name, and he's going to essentially just shove all his political shit that he's doing on Kick and just drop it in that channel, which he's going to be doing right now. He's changing the DSP React show, or the channel, to essentially turn it into the Politics show. Let's just be upfront. He's getting rid of the only interactive show that he's doing, which is the weekly clip show, which people pay $5.99 a month to be able to submit clips. And then you have the Ultra Dents who pay $20 and they get their videos guaranteed watch, right? So now what he's trying to convince people to do is to say, well, keep paying me the submission subscription, and what I'm going to give you is you can't put clips up. What you can do is make a recommendation on what you want me to talk about. That is some regarded shit. Why does... okay. So you want people to pay you to do your job. This is a politics show where you should be coming up with the subjects and the issues that you want to talk about. Not have your audience do the fucking legwork. So, Phil, let's just stop. Let's stop. I know you don't want to start a new channel because you would probably end up getting, 1,500... subs, most of them detractors watching your content. It would take you probably 3 to 6 months to monetize that channel. So you just want to take an old channel, DSP Reacts, and convert it into your politics. Now I know a lot of people, and this is the thing. Phil knows that his fucking Dents don't give a fuck about politics. They don't. They don't want drama. They don't want bullshit. They know what's going to come with DSP Politics. They know that Phil's going to say something regarded, and it's just going to blow up in his face, and it's just going to bring drama to the stream, and people like Jade and Stacy and the Dents that don't give a shit about drama, they're going to have to deal with it. And they don't want that. So he's forcing people to fucking pay for content. That's what he's doing, because if he created a separate channel just for politics on YouTube, most people wouldn't give a shit. They just wouldn't care. The only people that would care would be detractors that clip it for content, like your boy Doody. So it's just so stupid. And my thing is, dude, it's just, how about you just charge one membership, lower the membership, drop it from that fucking $5.99 back to $3.99 at least, since you're not really giving anything to anyone. I mean, you're asking them to pay you for the opportunity to do your fucking job, do your work. It's fucking sad, bro. Pathetic. But again, this is Phil. These are ideas coming from Phil, not, you know, co-op with stream with your viewers or co-op with your supporters. No, not that. It's pay me so that you can have the opportunity to do my job. Sad, bro. Sad.
It was a good one. It was a good variety of clips. It was a good time. But as I, have said, the reason we need to retire the show is the interest has waned, and it absolutely did. Today, again, we only had, I want to say we had around 300 viewers, but that was only because we weren't hitting the goals. As soon as we hit the goals, all the viewers left, because it was basically trolls seeing if I was going to have my streak end today. Outside of that, there's not a lot of interest in the show. A lot of the chat is dead. Very little contributions come in during that show, so I knew it was time to retire and move on and do something different, which we're going to do. But it was a great ending. Enjoy the clips. If you are a subscriber to that channel, or excuse me, a member to that channel, the stream is already live. Fully, you can watch it in its entirety. But if you want to actually watch the clips, they'll be going live over the course of the week. 2 were live today, and 3 more going one a day for the next 3 days. So we did hit the goal. Eventually, we did, and thankfully, it was like last minute, but we did hit it. And then the late stream tonight was something.
All right, so yeah, I want to talk about React content. React content's been dead for over a year. No one cares about React content. It's the reason why Phil wage quit the long form content. It's why he never did the interview series. He simply did this clip show where he charged people $5.99 and $20 to submit clips for him to fucking watch. That's essentially what this is. So not only again, it goes back to pay me and do my job, because he couldn't curate a playlist for him to watch. No, he just had his fucking idiotic Dents do the work for him. Yeah, that channel has been dead for years. Ever since it started, I knew that it wasn't going to have long legs. He was going to eventually wage quit it. And the only real reason why he's wage quitting it is because he sees a potential bigger payday with DSP Politics. Not on YouTube, but on Kick. And what he's angling for is he's angling to get full monetization on Kick. He wants that $16 or $20, depending on the size of the stream you are. He wants that hourly wage, plus the added benefit that you get by getting that top tier, monetization with Kick, right? So what he's gonna do is he's gonna start streaming once a week, which if it's lucrative. If Ren and DarksydePimp, the two idiots funding his streams, if they continue supporting, he'll do more content on Kick. That's the plan. And what he's hoping to do is he's hoping to be able to get paid by Kick, the maximum monetization. That's the reason why he does it. He knows that no one on YouTube gives two shits about this content. The only people that, again, are going to care are detractors that are going to clip your show and post it. You're screwed with YouTube because the restreamers are going to restream you and the clippers are going to clip you, so no one has to watch your boring ass content. I'm sorry, Phil. That's just the way life works. There's nothing you can do about it. It's not going to change, and so goes the cycle, right? Excuse me. So yeah, he's essentially trying to he's trying to milk the DSP Politics to see if he can get a bigger payday. Now, he knows that the idiots right now that are currently paying for the submission, they're going to cancel. Except for a few Dents and like Slayer probably. They're going to keep paying the $20, and some of them will keep the submission tier because they just they have it on auto renew and they just too lazy to change it, he'll have a few memberships, but that shit is going to sink quicker than a bag of rocks. It just is. So the payoff for him is he's hoping that DSP Politics, he gets enough money from Ren and DarksydePimp on Kick, and that he's able to get the full monetization, which he won't. He's not gonna get it. He's just not gonna get it. And I don't see the point of him trying to get this full monetization, because part of the full monetization requires you to solely stream on Kick. It's an exclusivity contract monetization. That's what it is. If you get that hourly salary and you get that top tier, and you get that, it's basically you're only streaming on Kick. You could take your content, put it on YouTube or whatever after the fact, but you can't dual stream. Sorry, Phil, you just can't. So, anyway, I think I beat I think I beat DSP Politics enough. And so long to DSP Reack. Thank you for boring us every fucking week on Sunday. God, DSP Reack was just so terrible. It kind of gave me a break because I didn't even bother watching any of that. I think I gave up on DSP Reacks like 6 months ago. So let's keep going.
Special, the premiere of my third ever playthrough of Bloodborne, this time being played on the PlayStation 5 Pro with the PlayStation 4 Boost mode on. What that mode basically does is increases the resolution and the sharpness of the game. So, when you're walking down the street and you see the wall that's made of brick, you can actually see more detail in the brick. It looks more detailed and less blurry. When you're fighting, it doesn't blur up as much as it did in the original game. So, is it noticeable? Yes, but it's not a huge difference. It's still the same Bloodborne. It was fun. I was actually parrying quite a lot. I was learning the mechanics. Now I'm actually transforming my weapons mid-combo, which I don't think I've ever even done before in a playthrough. So that's neat. And, was there rage? Absolutely there was rage. There was a little confusion of where to go. There was, on the father, what's his name? Gaskiglione, whatever the hell his name is. That boss is just a cheap boss, reason being, early on in the game, you are still learning the mechanics or trying to refresh yourself on the mechanics, and that boss essentially makes you need to know the mechanics well. You need to know exactly when the parries work, you need to know the phases of when the parry will work and it won't, so you have dodge instead. And here I am, first time playing the game in 5.5 years, of course I don't remember that. And then what gets frustrating is if you lose to the boss, oh no, now I don't have enough healing vials, oh no, now I don't have enough bullets to parry the boss, and it gets ultra frustrating. So, good news is, I did tonight basically get to Father, beat him, and that was the end of the stream. So it was a little over 2 hours of gameplay. There was rage, there was fun, and yes, not only did we exceeded the goal for the night, the streak continues. So people really seem to like Bloodborne. Please enjoy the video. This should be the highest quality Bloodborne videos I've ever put out, because I'm recording at 20k bits per second, kilobits per second, so it's going to be really good 1080p, and with the upscale of the PS5 Pro, it should look even better. I hope that you enjoy it, and yes, this is a playthrough that I'm going to be continuing now for weeks. As we get through the game, I'm not going to just drop out. We're going to keep playing it and have a great time with it, so I'm looking forward to that, okay?
Okay, so I'm predicting now he's gonna wage quit Bloodborne. He's gonna wage quit Bloodborne because he barely eked out. I mean, the dude was just begging nonstop. If anyone watched the content, he had to continuously talk about the fucking Dent streak ending. He mentioned it literally every 3 minutes. He had to bring it up. And if it wasn't for DarksydePimp and Ren yet again dropping about $80 in Kick subs, he would have lost. The streak would have ended. And it's pretty pathetic. And the interesting thing is he knows this. Like, you can see it. Like, he's not happy he's hitting the 150, or he's basically maxing out on most streams about $170. But again, you have to remember that that's Kick revenue, that's memberships, that's tips, super chats, that's everything. He is in a worse financial position now than he was prior to the Renaissance. And even though, he's tracking everything and it looks like he's successful, if you compare that to what he was pulling in before the Renaissance, he's making less. He's making less because you have to remember, most people that tracked it only tracked tips and super chats. Like myself, that's all I tracked. I didn't track anything else. I just tracked those two things. And, he would hover between like $100 to $150 just on tips and super chats. He's getting that now with everything, and including the Kick income. So, yeah, and it's funny because someone pointed out last night, he had 23 viewers on Kick, right? That was his average yesterday, but yet has like 1,000 subs. Okay, that right there tells you, folks, that right there tells you that it's one or two people propping that dead-ass channel. And again, I'm not sure how you're going to get that max monetization because you need an average, I believe, 100 viewers per stream. And you're barely cracking 30, Phil. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. But I guess you're going to give it your best try, because when it comes to, you know, getting money and milking that fucking paycheck, you do everything you can. Anyway, I guess he's going to talk about the rest of it tomorrow. Yeah, there's no way that the Dent streak's going to hit 276. No way. No fucking way, bro. He's struggling now to get through. And it technically ended way back several weeks ago when, you know, he faked that Hail Mary tip. But to save face, he'll probably try to do that again. I mean, trust me, he'll get one of these miracle tips that comes in after the day, you know, during the daily rap. He's so fucking ridiculous and pathetic. And for what? Because he doesn't want to give the detractors a W. Fucking loser, man. He's so fucking pathetic. It's just great to see. Anyway, that's all I have to watch. I don't want to watch anymore. Your boy Doody's kind of done. Peace out.